Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of See Yourself Grow with Tina. I am Tina Kalura, and for those of you who don't know me, I am the founder and CEO of the See Yourself and Your Business Grow coaching and consulting firm. I have been coaching for over 15 years, and I help people get out of their own way and into results in less than 90 days. So, through my personal and professional coaching, I love taking people's big ideas, breaking them down into smaller, more manageable tasks so that they can start seeing the results that they know they deserve. Today, we are talking about pure possibility to potential realized. We're talking about 3 key steps to turning your inner power into a reality that you love. So when I say pure potential, what comes to mind? Maybe someone or some things ability to develop, achieve, or succeed. Maybe it's the capability of becoming real and or making things possible. Well, the first spiritual law of success is the law of pure potentiality. This law is based on the fact that we are, in our essential state, pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is pure potentiality. It is the field of all possibilities and infinite creativity. Pure consciousness is our spiritual essence. So, some of you may know this, but when I started my coaching journey, I started back in 2008, where I became certified with the Quantum Success Coaching Academy. And there is where I learned about pure potentiality and all the other laws of the universe. So there are so many ways to unlock your pure potential. But today, I'm going to actually welcome a good friend of mine who's going to talk more about that. But the human potential is the innate ability of every person to live and perform in alignment with their highest self. It is a combination of both outer work and inner work. And there's always a tendency to think of human potential, or in fact, every effort of personal growth, as linear and bottom line focused. But human potential is a unique journey in the sense that both the journey and the goal are the point. So, in other words, there's really nothing to get to or accomplish. The goal is to live in a way that's concurrent with the best version of yourself, and someone that you can be proud of every day. So Abraham Maslow is considered to be the father of human potential and self-actualization, in doing some research. In his well-known hierarchy of needs, he hypothesized that all human beings strive towards self-actualization, but we are unable to move towards our higher selves in certain foundation if certain foundations aren't always met. And this includes safety, security, connection with others. But we also need to feel supported and connected physically and psychologically. We need to feel safe. And when we're doing all of this, this is when we are at our best to take risks. It is our way, it is a way for us to reach our full potential. And that is why I created the See Your Network Grow group, so that we could surround ourselves with like-minded people who are going to elevate us mentally, physically, emotionally. A group where we can look to learn and continue to grow and expand our reach. So if you want to be part of this amazing group, I want you to join me on May the 2nd, 12:30 p.m., actually 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be putting the links in the comments below. And, I've been running this See Your Networking Grow for the past few months. And the people that are coming to these groups are people who are not selling, they're not pitching, they're looking to build connection, community, and potentially meet their next collaboration partner. So another thing that I've been working on this year is lead generation. So a couple of weeks ago, for the first time ever, I ran a 5-day challenge on how to secure 50 leads in 5 days. The feedback I received was amazing. However, what I heard was, I have so much going on. I wasn't able to get to all of it, but what I did see was amazing and I will implement when I have time. And I know time is, a commodity and we have to be so selective with where we're spending our time. So what that got me thinking, what I'm going to be doing is offering another free lead generation masterclass on May the 8th to give everyone a taste of what they will get in my lead generation framework 4-week course. So I'm pulling back the curtain on how I use social media to attract leads, how I get 5 to 10 booked calls after a networking event that I attend, and how I help people plan, promote, and deliver classes so that they can build that know, like, and trust factor. If that sounds good to you, you can also register for that. I'll be putting the link for that class, the free masterclass, in the comments below, both on Facebook and LinkedIn. So remember that special person I was telling you guys about? Well, I have the great pleasure of interviewing for you today Monika Becker. With a background in horticultural engineering, and sales centered team lead, translator, an IT contractor, Monika eventually found her passion, purpose, and fulfillment in the field of self healing and transformational coaching and training. As the founder of Clear Directions Coaching, she now serves her clients and as a leadership coach and trainer at the Delayan Method Facilitator. Delayan Method Facilitator. Monika focuses on supporting business owners and corporate leaders in resolving their internal and external struggles so that they may transform into the next best version of themselves and become more authentic, confident, effective, and fulfilled as a result. Monika brings decades of experiences as an attentive listener, problem solver, teacher, non judgmental confidant, and most recently as a co chair of a Canadian nonprofit to her work. She consistently applies a bring your whole self to work and life perspective because she is a firm believer that we can't live satisfied lives if we ignore any part of who we are. So, besides being a coach, a trainer, and a self healing facilitator, Monika is a 3 times published author, 1 Amazon bestseller, and an international speaker. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Monika.
Hello,
Hey,
hello. Hi.
hi, how are you today?
I'm amazing. Thank you. Very well. And so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
And we are so happy that you are here. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me
Of
today.
course, of course. My pleasure.
So Monika, tell me, based on your experience, can you tell us more about what pure possibility to potential realized means to you?
hmm Thank you. Yeah, and that's a great question. And when you introduced us to the topic of today, I just thought, okay, we have the same language. We are such kindred spirits in how we approach life and our work with people. And from that point of view, yes, pure possibility and potential for me, and I like to relate it to nature, actually is the same as what is included in a tiny little seed, right? A seed has the potential to grow into a huge oak tree or into a tomato plant, whatever it may be, whatever it's designed to be. And in similar ways, as humans, we have that same kind of seed of potential inside of us. And unfortunately, oftentimes through conditioning, societal conditioning, expectations that are put on us or that we put on ourselves, that potential gets squished and not fully expressed. However, as you said before as well, like life is meant to be lived fully, and we are here to fulfill our purpose and have joy and do good work in along the way. So that's similar to you. My calling is to help others to tap more into that potential and free it so that they can move from that seed of possibility into the potential realized that we chose as our topic for today.
Yeah, it's such an important thing, Monica, to really give the attention that it deserves. Because as you said, like through society, through growing up, being a product of your environment, I think, that pure possibility of what we could be. I truly believe that we're all born with gifts. And it's
Totally.
important that, that we continue to draw our attention to what our pure possibility is. But again, life happens. If we're not given the right opportunities or taking the right opportunities, we could lose that pure potential. But what are your thoughts on, if you're really meant to be doing something, does the universe or does your environment, you know, basically bring that to you or constantly remind you? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, totally. And like my experience for myself is exactly that, right? And many people that I work with and that I've observed, they're having similar experiences. So if you look at the potential that we all carry, and sometimes we may not necessarily be aware of it, and then life seems to have its own way of showing us and reminding us, right? Sometimes there might be a little nudge. Maybe we're feeling uncomfortable in our skin, or we are seeing something in somebody else that we find interesting, but we might not necessarily have the courage yet to act on it or do something about it. So we push it to the side. Well, then life might just crank it up a little bit, right? And eventually it might slap us with a 2x4 to show us that we are off track. And those are sometimes those reminders, those painful reminders that we need to pay attention because there's something that's not quite working, or it's not, yeah, we are not expressing ourselves in a way that we're actually designed to do or meant to do. Right. And that can be painful. And if we seize that opportunity and go with it and look at it and consider changing things, then there is that stepping onto the track again that we're meant to be on. And that actually then will offer us much greater flow and joy and possibility of expression and being creative and expansive and, yeah, and just feeling way more satisfied and right in the
Yeah.
right place.
Yeah, I mean, look at your life as an example, right, Monica? Like you have embarked on so many different paths, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
From being an engineer to IT, and now into facilitating. You know, based on your experience, like just you personally, how did you know that, at that time you were in alignment with where you were supposed to be? And, was there some kind of indication or a disconnect for you that put you to where you are now?
Oh, for sure. And as you were mentioning all these stages in my own professional life, the thought came to me, well, at each decision point or crossroad, I did the best I could based on who I was, the knowledge I had, the experience I had, the courage I could muster. And so, based on who I was at the time, I believe I did my best. In my early stages, when I decided to go into horticultural engineering, that decision was very much based on my logical mind. It made sense to me. I was good in sciences. I loved nature. I thought, okay, well, if I study horticulture, I can have my own garden and grow my, my veggies and feed my family.
Yes.
So it was not a pull from the heart, although I enjoyed being in nature and dealing with natural things, but it wasn't a pull from my heart. It wasn't my calling. However, along the way, I learned a lot of skills and had experiences that still serve me today. So, along the way, I think all the decisions that I made came from a place of a combination of whatever internal connection I had to my inner calling and a lot of making sense. So, it made sense rationally to me. And the biggest turning point on my journey was actually 7 years ago when I had what I call my mild identity crisis. I kind of like hit the proverbial brick road
Hmm.
because and felt as a result of that, I felt very empty inside, not really knowing anymore who I was. And that was a turning point in my life. That was kind of like my two by four, where life
Yeah.
slapped me with a two by four and reminded me, hey, look, there's something you need to pay attention to. And what I realized then and had an opportunity to work on was how many thoughts, negative thoughts, limiting thoughts, expectations, judgments of myself, others, and the world I had carried around with me that really covered up my own potential, my own diamond that is inside, and didn't allow me to express it fully. And
Yeah.
that's when I had to do my own inner work, and that helped me greatly to put myself on a track of much greater alignment with, I believe, at this point, who I am and what I'm called to be doing, which led me more fully on that path of developing my own connection to myself, and living a life of greater ease and joy and alignment. And as a result of that, also helping others with realizing that for themselves, because I
Yeah.
know how so much better it feels.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I don't like the term midlife crisis anymore. Like,
What's
I
midlife
like
anyway?
midlife potential. Like, yeah, I mean, I think we all face it, or, depending on the life-changing events that we go through.
Hmm.
I had my two by four moment as well, a few years ago. But we should really stop calling it that. I
Hmm.
think it, depending on what's going on, like you said, like there's that inner, power, inner light that will always shine through, or remind you of something more that you're made of, and
Hmm.
meant to be doing. So I
Exactly.
love that. I love that story. Thank you for
Hmm.
sharing that.
Of course, of course.
So can you share with us maybe some of your experiences with how you have helped maybe one of your clients realize their pure potential?
Hmm. Well, and most of my clients work on sessions that we have together. We start with assessing, or they start with exploring their core values, what really matters to them, who they
Mhm.
want to be, how they want to show up in the world, and build that as a solid foundation for whatever else comes after that. So, the core values exploration is an essential piece of the work that we do, which is also an initial step into the person's getting to know themselves better, right? At a deeper level where they get to say what matters to them, regardless of what external voices might have to um, say about it, right? So that's an initial starting point, and from there we continue to explore what, at whatever level it's possible, what they consider and feel they are meant to be doing in their life, right? And it doesn't have to be any huge goal or role that they want to achieve. Sometimes it can be as simple, not necessarily as easy, as being a wonderful mother, right? And a worker in a production facility, right? It doesn't have to be anything huge. But the important thing is that it comes from a connection to themselves, their inner landscape, and what they feel, what really resonates in them with every cell of their body, so that they can defend it as their truth. If they had to defend it in court, they could, because they're
Yeah.
really standing in that. And
Oh,
that
I
takes
love that.
like
Yeah.
exploration, like time to explore and courage to actually look and then put it on as our truth and show it to the world.
Yeah, and you know what, Monica, you bring up such a valid point. Helping your clients, unravel, or just look within, deeper within.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people struggle with that.
Mm,
And I think, we're so distracted with what's going on in the world, or, you know, we don't give ourselves enough time to just be by ourselves, or to listen.
hmm.
And I think a lot of people struggle with really figuring out, who am I? You
Yeah.
know, who, what are my greatest assets? Like
Mhm.
it's I think that's wonderful work that you're doing with your
Mhm.
clients to help them pull that out, because we all have it. It's just
Exactly.
some of us know it a little bit more than others.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I love the point again. If you had to defend yourself, which I don't think we should have to,
No.
but it, but if we had to, it's like you could stand there confidently, like an unshakable mountain, and say, "This is who
Exactly.
I am.
Mhm.
This is what I stand for, and this is the path that I'm on."
Yeah,
You'll
take it or
take it
leave
or
it,
leave
right?
it.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
love it.
you speak my words, right? Like
You
we're
know
we're
what? Okay,
we're in the same field.
I gotta tell you, Monica. Okay, so for those of you listening, so we didn't plan this, the red, right? Me and Monica wearing red. And at our last networking event, I think it was our last networking event, we just realized that we have the same birthday as well, don't we?
That's right.
January 8th. Love it.
And we're doing
So
very similar work, right? It just looks a little
absolutely.
different, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
So talk about like two great examples of living your pure potential, right? All right. So excellent. So can you tell us maybe three steps to turning your inner power into the reality that you love?
Mhm. Absolutely, I'd be pleased to. So the first one we just talked about, right? It's the exploration of who you truly are. Like get to know yourself, what matters to you, what you stand for, and the person that you want to be. So that is step number one. And then the step and what can help in the process is a tool that I have learned to appreciate a lot in my own explorations. I'm just going to show it on the screen, but we can also share the links afterwards. It's part of the Dalian method, self-healing work. It's a little session for 17 minutes, which is called Find Answers to Your Questions, and it does exactly that. It helps you to find answers to your questions like, who am I? What is my life all about? Who should I be in my relationship? Whatever the question, big or small, it helps you get greater clarity from your inside, not your mind. It's from your inside, your inner wisdom and your body's wisdom. So that is a tool that helped me greatly in doing it for myself, and it's something that I like to recommend to my clients as well. So the first step is get to know yourself and what you really really want from your whole being, not just your mind. The second step, which is equally as important, is to create a vision for your life. Again, coming as much as possible from your heart, from your soul, from who you truly believe or know yourself to be. And as much as you can, when you create a vision for yourself, ask yourself the question, so what is it that I would love to achieve in my life? What is it that I would love to create for myself or possibly others, for the world? So it needs to be something, or oftentimes it turns out to be something that's bigger than you. It's bigger than your life. It's something where you may even need other people or communities to help you. Like a world of peace could be a vision, right? That's something really big. And it could be, again, as simple as envisioning that you're having a lovely home for your family, you're having a peaceful life, a fulfilling profession. That's fine too. Whatever you truly feel is something that gives you the the courage and the motivation to keep moving. That's just perfect. And describe your vision in as much detail as you can. And I've been introduced to this verb five sensorize it, which means as much when you write your vision down, use as much or as many of your five senses as you can. Like build in descriptions of what you see, what you feel, what you hear, what you smell, or taste, depending on the vision, so that you can step into this from like and stay connected to that vision from a point of feeling it with your whole body. So the second step is developing a clear vision that is inspiring and created in great detail. And the third step is, and you mentioned it yourself, Tina, before, is actually to then break things down and take action. So you need to then take from your vision and possibly some SMART goals. If you're familiar with them, they're a way of setting achievable and measurable goals for yourself, but you need to break them down into small sized, bite sized action steps, inspired action steps that you can then take to move forward and move closer to your vision. And in the process, and I think you mentioned it as well, Tina, and I'm not surprised you did, it's important that both your soulful inspiration, your connection to your true self, and your inner calling influences you as much as your mind and your rational, that it makes sense, right? And that it's reasonable what you're doing. So it needs to be, your actions need to be inspired and informed by both, right? So that you have a holistic way of moving forward. So the third step is take inspired and consistent action so that you get closer to the achievement of your vision and your goals.
Yeah, and that is so important, Monica. And I think that's where people may feel crippled to take action, right? Because sometimes the visions that we have are so big, and that it's okay to dream big,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where, don't let it go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't push it aside. Don't let your burning desire to want more or be more be stronger than your fear to not take action.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think that's where people like you and me come in and say, okay, I'm here, I'm gonna help you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna keep guiding you through whatever you need in order to start realizing that.
Yeah, and
So
what I also discovered in my own journey is that sometimes when I started looking at vision, I actually kept it small because
mm,
I had a ceiling, right, of what my experience to date had been. So for me to think or believe beyond that was a stretch,
mm-hmm.
right? To actually break through that ceiling and open myself up for much more, right? So that felt scary. So I can relate to that. That could be a blocker for people.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very good point. Very good point. All right. So, Monica, this is so good. I've enjoyed this so much.
Me
Um,
too.
yeah. Can you tell us, do you have anything special coming up that you wanted to share?
I actually don't right now.
Okay.
My special thing to share is always an invitation to connect with me and set up a clarity session and it's an initial call just to see if I can offer you a tidbit of advice so that you can get onto that track of being more aligned with yourself in your life. I don't currently have any events scheduled, but as they come up, there will be. I will do my best to spread the word. But thanks for the
Excellent.
opportunity.
Absolutely. No, that's amazing. Like that in itself, Monica, it gives people an opportunity to get to know you and
Hmm.
pick your brain. I mean,
Exactly.
you have a wide range of ways in which you can help your potential clients. So people should really tap into that.
Hmm.
And that's why I love doing these type of interviews because I get to showcase you and broadcast you out to
Thank
my
you.
network to
Appreciate that.
for yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm not for everyone and I know that, and maybe
Exactly.
you are
Neither am I.
for
Hmm.
someone. Yeah,
Hmm.
maybe you're for
Yeah.
someone in my network. So
We might
thank
both
you.
wear red, but we're
Yeah.
so different, right?
It's so true. So what is the best way for people to get in touch with you, Monica?
Yeah, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. You will find me with Monika, spelled with a K, so that's important, the German way, Becker. And also through my website, which is Clear Directions, the plural in one word, .ca. There's a contact page, and you can just reach out to me there.
Fantastic. And we're going to include all these links in the
Hmm.
comments, both on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I'll be adding them to my YouTube page as well.
Amazing.
All right. Well, Monica, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and your experience. I greatly appreciate you and all that you've done.
Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity of sharing it. And yeah, it's just wonderful to highlight how similar we both are and the great work that we both do. So
Yeah.
thank you for the opportunity of sharing with you and your audience.
Absolutely. All right, Monica, thank you so much and enjoy the day. I'm just going
Thank
to
you.
put you backstage. If you have to go, totally understand.
Nope,
I'm just
I'll
going to wrap
hang
things up.
I'll hang
Okay.
around. Thank you. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Okay. All right. So there you have it, everyone. Monika Becker with a K. Um, Listen, from the moment I met Monica, I felt a connection to her. I think she is wonderful in all that she is doing. So please, please, please take advantage of all that she has to offer. As I said, we'll be putting her contact information both in Facebook and LinkedIn, and I'll also include it on YouTube. So just a quick reminder, May 2nd, 12:30 p.m., I'm hosting the May See Your Networking Grow event. So you don't have to be in business. If you just want to be surrounded by like-minded people who are going to lift you up, who are going to be potentially your next partner, your next collaborator, your next best friend. If you want to share an hour with us, please feel free to join. I'll be putting the links for that in the comments. If you are a business owner, whether you're a seasoned business owner looking for new ways of lead generation strategy, or if you're someone who's just starting out, please join my free masterclass on lead generation acceleration. That'll be happening on May the 8th, also at 12:30 p.m. And I'll be putting the links for that in the comments as well. So as always, I look forward to seeing you and your business grow. Enjoy the day. It is Friday. It's Friday. The weekend is just around the corner. So make sure that you are taking every advantage to tap into your pure potential so that you can start realizing all that you are worth and made of. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the day, and I look forward to seeing you and your business grow. Bye.